The Comedy MX Entertainment Channel spotlights unique videos found nowhere else. Visit World Fairs, see atomic explosions, the golden age of trains, rare comedy features. You can even see the USA in your Chevrolet. It starts with a big capital E that stands for enjoy and never ends. So indulge your passions and binge watch all night.
I made in school today? Miss Young taught us how to make the 5-pointed star.
Well, that's wonderful, dear. Will you show us how to do it? Dad? John, come over here. Maybe you'll learn something.
Hey, John, let's see you make one, too. Take a square piece of paper and fold it like this. Then make a second fold this way. Another one here. And the last one over this way. Then all you have to do is make one cut here. Aw, Louie. Give me your Susie. Dad, why does a star have to have 5 points?
Well, son, the story goes back to the days of our Revolutionary War. They say George Washington went to see a dressmaker named Betsy Ross and asked her to make a flag that he could fly at the head of his army. Seeing the stars Washington wanted had 6 points, she suggested that 5-pointed stars would make a better-looking flag. Washington agreed with her, but he thought it would be too difficult to make so many 5-pointed stars. And with that, Betsy Ross displayed a woman's typical cleverness. By folding a square piece of paper, one snip of the scissors, and presto, a perfect 5-pointed star. Just like this one you made for us, Susie. And with a little practice, John, you'll be able to do it too.
Daddy, was our flag always the same as it is now?
To answer your question, Susie, let me show you how our flag has changed. Son, will you get me that encyclopedia about flags? Our flag has played a very important part in the growth and history of the United States. In early American days, each colony had a flag of its own, with its own particular symbol. A pine tree on the old Massachusetts flag, a sign of the great outdoors. They might have used it as a symbol to show their struggle with the wilderness in those days. We find an anchor on the Rhode Island banner. This might well have been their symbol for hope. Hope for survival and hope for a plentiful future. South Carolina used the rattlesnake as its symbol. The coiled rattlesnake, with its 13 rattles and threatening motto, "Don't tread on me," could well have shown the determination of our forefathers to resist oppressions by outside nations. The first flag that resembles our present American flag is known as the Grand Union flag. It had the 13 red and white stripes, but the crosses of St. George and St. Andrew were used instead of stars, to show the colonists' relation to England at that time. One of the first flags to contain stars and stripes is known as the Betsy Ross flag. It was born on June 14, 1777, when the Continental Congress made a resolution
that the flag of the 13 United States be 13 stripes, alternately red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white on a blue field, representing a new constellation.
In 1794, Congress admitted Vermont and Kentucky to the Union, and shortly after that, authorized a flag containing 15 stars and 15 stripes. This flag figured in many stirring episodes. Francis Scott Key was inspired by it to write the Star-Spangled Banner. When this flag was raised over Tripoli in 1805 by troops under the command of Marine Lieutenant Presley O'Bannon, it became the first American flag to fly on foreign soil. In 1818, Congress passed a law which returned the flag to its original design of 13 stripes. On the morning of April 12, 1861, the big guns of the Confederacy opened fire on Fort Sumter in Charleston Harbor, and the Civil War was on. Preserved at Fort Sumter National Monument, you can still see the remnants of the Union flag that flew so proudly throughout the two-day bombardment. In 1912, the territories of New Mexico and Arizona were admitted as states, bringing the total of stars in our flag to 48. And that's the way it remained through World War I, World War II, and the Korean conflict. We're still adding stars to Old Glory. In 1959, Alaska joined the Union. And in 1960, Hawaii became the 50th star. That's just part of the history of Old Glory and the many changes it has seen.
Dad, why is the flag red, white, and blue?
Well, son, throughout the years, our forefathers showed bravery and courage in fighting for what they knew was right. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The red in our flag stands for courage. The white is for liberty. And the blue tells of our forefathers' loyalty. But the combined colors tell the story of the men and women who, through suffering and hardship, did not hesitate to sacrifice even their lives for their country.
Daddy, I've been wondering about something. I know the flag is raised every morning and lowered every night, but why is it that sometimes the flag is only halfway up the pole?
That's called half-masting the flag, Susie. On specific dates or periods of mourning, we half-mast the flag. Now, to do this, the flag is raised quickly to the top and then slowly lowered until it is just halfway down the pole. That's called half-masting the flag. Does that answer your question, Susie?
Dear, you were telling the children about flags flying at half-mast. I don't think they remembered the Memorial Day ceremony we attended when they fired the guns.
That's right. They were pretty young then. And you both started to cry when the first gun was fired.
I don't remember it. Do you, Sid? Nope. Tell us about it, will you, Daddy?
Well, you children were pretty young then. On Memorial Day, our flag flies at half-mast until noon, in memory of all our countrymen who gave their lives in time of war. The flag is raised rapidly to full mast immediately after the 21-gun salute.
I believe that one of our most important responsibilities as American citizens is to know how to display Old Glory properly. Like you do, John, at your scout meetings. You know when your color guard marches in and...
I know how we do that. When we march in with the colors. I carry the American flag on the right, and Billy carries our troop flag on my left. At the front of the hall, I cross in front of Billy and post my flag on the right side of the stage, and Billy posts his flag on the left.
When our national flag is displayed on a wall or front of a home, horizontally or vertically, remember that the blue field will always be in the upper left-hand corner, the observer's left as seen from the street. It has always been the custom for Americans to display Old Glory on national holidays. But actually, we could display the flag every day, weather permitting. When flags of states, cities, or pennants of organizations are flown on the same pole with our flag, Old Glory will always be at the top. Or if the flags are flown from separate poles, the American flag must fly from the highest pole. There is only one banner that can be flown above the stars and stripes, and that is the church pennant, a dark blue cross on a white background, but only while at sea and during church services. When the flags of 2 or more nations are displayed, they will be flown from separate staffs at the same height, and the flags will be of equal size. International custom forbids the display of the flag of one nation above that of another nation in time of peace. To fold Old Glory properly, it is folded twice lengthwise, so that there are 4 layers of cloth. Then, starting at the end away from the blue field, a series of overlapping triangles are folded until it is completely encircled in blue. A traditional ceremony covers the presentation of colors to a Marine Corps color guard. When the color guard has been formed, they receive Old Glory first, and then the Marine Corps colors. As the color guard passes the reviewing stand, the Marine Corps flag dips in salute to the reviewing officer. Old Glory remains upright. There are many ways to salute. Military, placing the right hand over the heart, removing the hat and placing it over the heart, or if uncovered, standing at attention. In saluting our flag, we not only show respect towards it, but we also express our love for our country.
We have to watch our time, dear. You promised to take us out to the camp for evening colors.
That's right. Everybody in the car. We have just enough time to make it.
I am Old Glory. For more than 90 years, I have been the banner of hope and freedom for generation after generation of Americans. I am the symbol of a country that has grown from a little group of 13 colonies to a united nation of 50 sovereign states. Men have followed me into battle with unwavering courage. They have looked upon me as a symbol of national unity. They have prayed that they and their fellow citizens might continue to enjoy the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness which have been granted to every American as the heritage of free men. So long as men love liberty more than life itself, so long as the principles of truth, justice, and charity for all remain deeply rooted in human hearts, I shall continue to be the enduring banner of the United States of America. I am Old Glory.
Never seen such a war. Johnny Rep don't get you, the Indians will.
They'll get this California gold through. General Grant will have our scalps anyway. Pushing through, Sergeant.
Yes, sir, Lieutenant.
I sing as I wander along on the lonely road. There's a song in my heart as I'm toting my weary load. Over mountain and desert and valley, with the wind for a compass I see that I'm on the right road and mine is a light load for me. Thanks to the heroes before me, I'm free as the breeze. I go wherever I please with my song along Freedom Road.
Gone are the dark days of the war between the states. Gone, too, are the rumbling wagon wheels on the old pioneer trails. Today, other wheels are rolling on the superhighways of modern America. This is a story of America and some of the people along the way. The people could be you or me or the neighbor next door. That is, all except one. The story begins on a California highway near San Francisco. Meet Jimmy Rollins of Seattle on his way to Washington, D.C. and his first Boy Scout Jamboree. He's getting a king-size thrill out of the ever-changing view of America through these big picture windows.
How's it look to you so far, son?
It's the greatest.
Take this highway, for instance. It follows the coast all the way down to San Diego. And then remember, it's the same road the Spaniards followed almost 200 years ago. Only they called it El Camino Real, King's Highway. Try and imagine how it looked then.
You mean with Spaniards on horseback?
In your own mind's eye, yes.
Fred Schroeder of Portland, Oregon, also has his place in this story of America. Summoned to the nation's capital to receive a medal for his only son, Fred Schroeder should be a proud man. He isn't.
Oh, boy, look at that.
longest single-span bridge in the world.
Gee whiz. Aren't you even gonna look at it?
Look at what? It's only the Golden Gate Bridge.
Only. Sure doesn't look like the Old West.
Well, maybe not here and now, but they tell me you should have seen it 100 years ago. San Francisco was the Old West then. I see that street sign up ahead?
Sutter Street.
Behind that sign, I see Sutter's Mill, in the valley of the Sacramento. The year is 1848. John Sutter's workmen were digging a new mill race in the river and found gold. Sutter tried hard to keep it quiet, knowing it meant trouble. But it was like fighting a prairie fire with a bucket. People came from everywhere, from way beyond the far Missouri, the Mississippi, and the Monongahela. Even the Rockies couldn't stop the rush for gold. Where there was no road, there was block and tackle, and just plain old willpower. Skimming over our highways today in air-conditioned comfort, it's hard to realize what those 49ers went through to get here. A lot of them didn't make it, but the rest kept coming. It went on until the river of the Sacramento and all the runs and creeks were swarming with men seeking California gold.
Gee, I can almost see it. Boy, I wonder what happened to all that gold.
I can tell you what happened to some of it.
This man is another figure in our story of America, perhaps the greatest of them all. Mark him well. In his way, he is to affect the lives of several people.
During the war between the states, both the North and the South badly needed that gold. Once General Grant sent a detachment to bring through a wagon train of it. They were massacred by Indians. It's all part of our American history now, Jimmy. History we can be proud of.
How'd you know my name was Jimmy?
Isn't he a little young for propaganda?
Well, I never thought of patriotism as having an age limit. Why shouldn't we be proud of our history, Mr. Schroeder? Even as late as that of Korea.
What do you mean by that?
San Francisco Terminal, 40 minutes for lunch.
Well, Jimmy, let's see what's on the menu, huh?
Bye.
So long, Jimmy. Say hello to the president for me. Where did I pick him up?
One for Sacramento, Chicago, Lee, now boarding in gate 7. All aboard.
Thank you.
That's your number? 14?
No, young fellow, that's my safety record. Like you earn a badge in scouting. That means I've driven for 14 years, never even been a defender.
You must be pretty good.
Oh, there are plenty longer records than that. The men who drive for Greyhound are proud they've made it the safest transportation in the land.
Who's the proprietor around here?
Where to, please?
Philadelphia. Thank you. Hi there, General.
Hey, aren't you Bill Roberts of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Could be.
Excuse me. Oh. He's a professional football player.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fumble.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Wrong way Roberts does it again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Anyway, I don't have to be in Philly for a week to sign the contract, so I thought I'd see the country. I hear it's quite a country.
It is.
You live in New York?
I work there. I've been home on vacation in San Francisco.
Me too. What do you know? A couple of natives and we got to go out of town to meet.
Funny, isn't it?
Say, look, it's only a hop from Philadelphia to New York. How about seeing the big town together?
Why, I'll be pretty busy.
Oh. Oh, I see. Guess I was offside, huh? Mind if we have a little talk?
What about?
You have a problem, so have I. I thought we might be able to help each other find the answers.
I know the answer to mine.
Are you sure you didn't look in the back of the wrong book?
Hey, Bill, look at this.
Excuse me, I'm published.
Look, there's another one.
Route of the Pony Express.
It's all right here in my book.
Riders of the Pony Express. That's right. Sacramento was the western end of it, you know.
And St. Joe, Missouri was the eastern end. Here it is. Listen. The first telegraph line had been strung as far west as St. Joe, Missouri. From there on, the mail had to be carried by stagecoach. It was 2,000 miles from St. Joe to Sacramento. It took weeks and months, and then they didn't always get through. That's when the Pony Express was organized. People said it couldn't be done, but it was. 80 daring young riders, many in their teens, and 500 thoroughbred horses. They had stations along the way, so a rider could change horses every 30 to 40 miles. These pony riders would start out from St. Joe with a pistol and a prayer book and the Sacramento mail. No matter what the difficulties, the dangers, or the obstacles, the riders went through. Boy, was that terrific.
You know, you could almost see those ponies.
I wish I would have been living then.
How old are you, young man?
13, sir.
13. 10 years ago. He liked the West, too.
Who, Mr. Schroeder?
He was a Boy Scout. They couldn't wait to get him in uniform, either.
Easy, Schroeder. Let's look this guy. Don't you like this country, mister?
No, Bill.
If you want to fight for it, they'll give you a uniform, too.
I put mine away after Korea. Any more questions? I think it's time for some answers, Bill. Mr. Schroeder's only son was killed in Korea. We just found out how. The boy's been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Mr. Schroeder's on his way to Washington to accept it. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know.
I didn't know anybody.
Congressional Medal of Honor. Gosh, that's the highest there is.
Is it?
You know, this is one of the few towns in the world that never sleeps.
They all come here to gamble.
Or because they have gambled and lost.
You mean?
I mean, a person ought to be real sure she's marrying the right guy.
Waldo's a fine man, and he has good prospects, too.
Waldo?
Besides, he's my boss.
Well, I'm sure he's a good, dependable guy, but do you have fun together?
Of course. Oh, well, not frivolous, but...
Oh, well, frivolous is the best kind sometimes. That's where I could be a help.
Where's the rest of your troop, son? They lost, too?
No, sir. They went on ahead. My dog was sick, and I couldn't leave till he got better.
Oh, good for you, son. I like a feller I could depend on, even if I was a dog.
Say, aren't you Tex Ritter, the movie cowboy?
That's my brand.
I saw you get on at Laramie.
Have been on personal appearances, Denver and places.
I wish I could hear you in person. Well, could you?
Well, now, maybe I could. Just one short one. Did you ever hear the legend of the Alamo?
Oh, no.
Did you ever hear of Davy Crockett?
Oh, sure.
Well, this song here is about Davy and the Alamo. Now, you try to imagine that you're in San Antonio, Texas, while I sing about it.
Alamo and the stubborn band that stood in the path of invasion. 100 and the Alamo.
Even our songs glorify senseless sacrifice. What good did it do those few men to fight on when they knew they'd all be killed anyway?
If I'd known the answer to that for sure, I wouldn't be here.
I don't understand you.
You will. Before this trip's over, I promise you.
Honest, Mary. That's the way it is.
Oh, Bill. Right when I thought I had my life all planned and ordered. Why did you have to come along?
I'm awful glad I did. Aren't you?
I don't know.
Now, that's why I like this kind of travel. To me, every mile of America is a magnificent mile. Especially when you can see it close up like we're doing.
But you've got to give me more time.
Time? Time I'm running fresh out of. Gee, Mary, I can't let you just walk out of my life. This trip will be over before you know it. You see? We're coming into Chicago now.
That's Lake Michigan.
Oh?
Yeah, that lake saved a good many lives once.
It did?
To look at it the way it is today, it's hard to realize that right here in 1871 was the scene of the most destructive fire there ever was. Thousands of people saved themselves by wading out into the lake, where the smoke turned day into night and the flames turned night into day. All because Miss O'Leary's cow kicked over that land. But the city rebuilt, bigger, better than ever, with only a few landmarks left to show where the great fire was. Well, I see we're pulling in. I'll be leaving you in Chicago. You can get off and look around if you want to. You'll have a little time here.
Well, then goodbye, Mr. Ritter. Just wait till the troop hears I rode this far with you.
Pleasure's all mine, Jimmy. Be a good scout. Oh, goodbye, Tex. So long, partner. Say, I know where I've seen you before.
Was that so?
Weren't you in my outfit, the old 2nd Division?
Well, we'll have lunch in Cleveland.
Cleveland already? Why is it time flies so when you're happy and drags so when you're unhappy? Ought to be the other way around. Hurry up when you're unhappy and slow down when you're happy so you can enjoy it.
You're a funny girl.
I mean, funny peculiar or funny ha-ha?
I mean funny, wonderful.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, so it's pirates now, huh? You know, I've been down where a lot of these fellas used to hang out.
Honest? Where?
Florida Keys.
Keys?
Yeah, that's a string of islands off the southern tip of the United States. They're connected by a series of bridges, making a highway almost 100 miles long as the crow flies, stretching right out over the ocean, all the way to Key West. These islands were said to be part of the old Spanish Main. Like it says here in your book. Among these keys and coves, buccaneers used to lie in wait till a fat merchantman came along or a rival pirate crew, whereupon they would grapple in a furious fight.
bet there's a lot of buried treasure down there.
Could be. Of course, the important thing is to recognize a treasure when you find one.
We certainly made good time on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
You getting in a hurry now that your trip's almost over?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm really enjoying seeing the country.
Well, remember one thing. In this country, a woman has a right to change her mind. Now we're coming into the post house. Last stop before Philadelphia. Well, if we'd have been here 180 years ago, we might still have eaten Philadelphia scrapple and cherry pie. But I doubt if we'd have been drinking iced coffee.
No.
There wouldn't have been this many people, I bet.
No, you're right. Although the roads were all pretty well traveled in 1776, bringing delegates to the Continental Congress. They came from all corners of the 13 colonies, by stage, by colonial coach, and by horseback. Men who were on their way to keep their date with history. And naturally, there were delegates from Boston to report firsthand on Massachusetts' answer to the stamp tax. A secret organization of patriots. We'd call them underground today. The Sons of Liberty staged the famous Boston Tea Party. Disguised as Indians, they threw 3 shiploads of heavily taxed tea into the harbor. So the delegates were gathering in a building that still stands in Philadelphia. Their meetings were stormy and exciting. Some of the colonists felt they weren't being so badly treated by standards of the old country. But over here, the people were beginning to breathe the exhilarating air of freedom. It was a new idea in the world, and they liked it. But it was a dangerous idea to espouse. The signing of the Declaration of Independence, making all men free and equal.
Why so large a signature, my friend?
So John Bull may read my name without his spectacles.
We must hang together, or else most assuredly we'll all hang separately.
You can see that same Liberty Bell in Philadelphia today. In Independence Hall, where America became the first free nation on earth.
Hey, I want to go get some chewing gum.
Go ahead.
We'd better get back to the bus.
I imagine your son was a lot like that.
A lot.
I have an idea. You know, there are shrines and memorials to all our wars. America is still paying the price for liberty even to this year of 1900 and now.
Let's get to the point.
Gladly. I think we ought to take a short side trip, you and I. There's a bus waiting. Trust me. You'll be glad of it the rest of your life.
All right.
So it is that when the rest of the party rolls into Philadelphia, Schroeder and the friendly stranger are missing. And these two have a problem of their own growing more acute by the moment.
Okay. I'll stick around while you phone him.
Yes. Yes, dear. All right. Goodbye, Waldo.
Mary? Did you tell him about us?
I couldn't. Not just like that.
Maybe that'll help you make up your mind.
Thanks. It does. You and your football manners.
So it is with confused emotions that Mary returns to New York, to her pleasant career girl routine, and to Waldo.
Mary!
Hello, Waldo.
Welcome, thrice welcome. We better get out of here. I have something in this box for you. I'll take your luggage. Excuse us, please. I trust you feel completely rejuvenated. There are a great many things at the office that require attention. What's the matter?
Waldo, I've got to tell you something.
Yes, my dear.
Then I'll be going back to Philadelphia.
To Philadelphia?
You did say 3 o'clock, didn't you?
He better be here at 3, and he better sign that contract.
He will. We'll need the money.
Good news, honey. Here I am. Could tell the old man. Mary. But you...
No, what kind of language is that?
Yeah, but for Waldo. What about Waldo?
Does that answer your question? The ring never belonged there in the first place. It belonged to my mother, really. I just switched it.
Well, Bill Roberts, you've got the ball. Now carry it.
This is the mysterious destination to which the stranger has lured Fred Schroeder. What connection is there between this bit of Pennsylvania countryside and far-off Korea?
I still don't know why you wanted me to come here. I wanted us both to come here, because there's a message here we both need.
What message? Who are you, anyway? Come to think of it, I don't even know your name.
Almost 100 years ago, when he came to Gettysburg, it was in this very town.
You're comfortable, Mr. President? Mrs. Wills and I want this night to be as easy for you as it will be memorable for us.
That's very kind of you, Judge.
I'm afraid they'll expect you to make a few remarks, Mr. President.
I'd better save my few remarks for tomorrow.
Is there anything else?
No, yes, there is something else. Would you request the band to play Dixie for me?
Dixie? Mr. President.
Dixie, sir? Somehow I think it would be a fitting thing at this time, in this place.
Fellow citizens, the President is very tired, and he'd like to be excused until tomorrow. He asks that the band play Dixie. Dixie? Why, what does he mean by that?
Well, you know that Gettysburg in Pennsylvania?
Yes, I know. Why, they seem to like it.
Why not? It's a mighty fine tune.
I think you can hear it here. Listen.
I don't hear anything.
I don't listen. Beside that monument. That's where Abraham Lincoln stood to deliver his Gettysburg Address. You can hear the murmur of the crowd gathered before the speaker's platform. They're quieting now. He's coming forward. You can hear him now.
87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. we are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to the cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth.
Did you hear that, Schroeder? Did you hear that? That was the message we both needed. That these dead shall not have died in vain. They wonder sometimes, those who gave that last full measure of devotion, if the people who inherited this country are worth the sacrifice. Well, I've seen both now. I've seen the country and the people. They're worthy of each other.
You've made me understand, too. You have made me proud. Proud and humble.
I'm glad. Look after Jimmy, will you? I'll see you in Washington.
Of course. And I want to thank...
Come and get me.
I wanted you here with me, Jimmy. That's the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Is the guard always there?
Always. And over there lie other heroes. The unknown of the war between the states and other wars.
Is this where we're supposed to meet him?
I thought we might. He said he'd see us again. Come to think of it, he didn't say we'd see him.
You know, it's kind of strange, but nice. I wonder what he does.
I don't know, Jimmy. But whatever it is, I have a feeling his job is done. And to think we never even knew his name.
His name, like the words of President Harding when he dedicated this spot, the name of him whose body lies here took flight with his imperishable soul. We know only that his death marks him with the everlasting glory of an American who died for his country.
Let's talk about what we have here in the United States, what makes it tick, and what we want to do with it. Let's start with you and what you want. What does anybody want? Do you think you're different from other people? Millions have worshipped the strong man, the leader. Millions let somebody else decide what they want. They worked, fought, died for government by strong men, by fear, by force.
Und damit unser deutscher Volk und Vaterland.
Yeah, the dictator. No, not everybody agrees. Over here, we don't like dictators. We don't worship the strong man. We worship as we please. Our government represents us, the people. Our government is our servant, not our master. We can work, we can fight too. The government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. That's what Lincoln said. Not that everybody agreed even then. Lincoln was shot, remember? Any government, a lot of power, but keep in mind that the power can come from the top down or from the bottom up. And it makes a lot of difference to you, what you can do and what you can't do, where and how you live and work. Let's start from there, where we live and work, what we have in the United States. 1 worker out of 5 lives close to the land on our 6 million farms and ranches. Look them over, big ones, little ones, all kinds. 4 workers out of 5 work away from the land in almost 4 million other places. Big plants, small plants, peanut stands, offices. Altogether, that makes about 10 million places where we can work and make a living. How we work and how we live makes all the difference in what we have in the United States. But how did we get what we have? Suppose, just for a moment, that we didn't have our 6 million farms and ranches. Let's get rid of them. All of them. Okay? No more farms or ranches. Now, let's get rid of industry, too. Then we won't have to worry about that. Fine. No more industry, no more places to work. While we're at it, let's go all the way. Let's wipe out all cities, towns, homes, everything. Now what? Well, now we're starting the hard way, close to old Mother Nature. You and everybody else on Earth have some things in common. You want to stay alive. To stay alive, you have to have food. You have to have some shelter against the elements. You want to be as comfortable as you can. So let's start with this common problem and see what it takes.
What are we going to do?
Better find somewhere to go. Going to be a storm any minute. Give me the baby. Come on. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. I'll take it easy, honey.
It's so cold. Could you build a fire, Tom?
Sure. Gee, I don't seem to have any matches. Don't worry, we'll work out something. Looks like this might blow over. You stay here. I'll go out and see what I can find.
Don't go far, Tom.
There, darling. I know you're hungry.
How long do you think she can feed that baby, unless she gets some food herself? Not long. How long could you stay alive, dumped into a real wilderness? Most people would starve to death. And yet, it's funny, isn't it? It's all there. Sun, air, soil, water, minerals, metals. It's all right there. But how to get at it? Let's say you're lucky to start with. You find some water so you won't die of thirst.
No, but I need food.
Food, shelter, and comfort.
Food, yeah. I'm all right on that other stuff.
You are now. But where are you going to get another shirt when that one wears out?
Well, I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about that now.
When the snow starts to fly, you'll worry about it?
Plenty. I'm going to have a look around.
Tom has what any man has to work with, his brains and his muscles. So he goes to work with what he has. Put yourself in his place. Let's say you're lucky. You find some roots you can eat. You find some berries. A couple of days go by and you're still alive, but it's a full-time job. Let's say you're very lucky. You find some fish just when they're spawning. They're helpless. Now, this probably wouldn't happen to you, but let's make it easy. Let's say you get a couple of fish the way a bear does.
Midge! Look what I got.
Oh,
I just flipped them out.
I'm so hungry I could almost eat them raw.
I don't know. Want to try?
I can't. I can't.
Gee, if we just had a knife. Hey, isn't that smoke?
Oh, Tom.
Sure it's smoke. There must be somebody over there. Wait here, I'll go and see.
Where'd you come from?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
You got a fire. I wanted a fire, but I didn't have any matches. How'd you do it?
It took me long enough to get going. I've been trying to do this ever since I found myself here. I started like this. See? Then I took my shoelace and did it this way.
Gee, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that knife. Where'd you get it?
I found the antler. I made it by rubbing it against the rocks.
Say, how about letting me use it?
Ah, wait a minute. What do you want it for? You got some food?
My wife and baby are just down the valley. We've been living on roots and things, but I got a couple fish.
You have? How big?
Oh, about like that. Nice ones.
Man, I'm so hungry I can hardly stand it. I've been working against time. I got a weak stomach and I figured I can't eat stuff raw. Look, let me buy one of those fish.
What with?
What do you think? Oh, well, I guess I haven't got any money.
What would I do with money around here?
Well, nothing, I guess. Look, let's put it this way. You give me a fish, I'll let you use my knife and cook on my fire. How's that?
Wait a minute. Maybe I'll never find another fish.
Listen, I gotta get something to eat. I'm so hungry, I'm sick, I've been working. Where are they? Back with your wife?
Don't get any ideas.
I offered you a fair swap.
Give me that knife.
I'll give it to you right in the belly.
Stop it! You'll kill each other! What's come over you, Tom? Rude men acting like savage!
Tom's fighting for his life. So is the other man. Let's go back and see what this is all about. If you were thrown into a wilderness without a match or a knife or any tool, you'd be right smack up against nature. You'd be just the same muscles, the same brains, and without tools, you might stay alive for a while. You might find some kind of shelter. You'd have to have food and shelter, and you'd want some comforts. To improve your situation, you'd have to take time out to make some tools. You can't be looking for food and make a knife at the same time. It takes work and time to get fire or any other tool. Incidentally, from now on, when we talk about tools, we mean anything that helps you get more food or shelter or comforts and helps you get them more easily. Getting food or shelter is a matter of life and death. And once you get something, and somebody else has something, you come up against the idea of swapping, of barter.
Why can't we swap? One fish for the use of my knife and my fire.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I'd like to keep both fish. They need that knife and the fire. Okay, it's a deal.
Life depends on food. And to fill your stomach, to put a shirt on your back or some kind of a roof over your head, there are only 3 things to work with: natural resources, your human energy, and tools. That's true anywhere, any place, anytime. Let's bring this out in another way. Everything in nature was here long ago. All the coal, the iron, the forests, the oil, the water, the land. Why didn't the Indians do more with it? The Indians had to have food, shelter, comforts. Why didn't they raise better food, build better homes? Why didn't the Indians do more with all this? They had some tools. They knew how to make fire. They used fire to clear land. When the growth was burnt off, the Indian women planted corn like this, with a clam shell and a hoe made from the shoulder blade of a deer. Yes, they had tools, Stone Age tools, but they never improved their tools. And as a result, they couldn't improve their production of food, shelter, and comforts. Compare this with the pioneer farmers. Crude as the early wooden plows were, they worked better than animal bones or clamshells. Yes, they had tools, but the important thing is they improved their tools. They shod them with iron, and now we make them from steel. Powerful tractors pull them down the fields. If this farmer had lived when the country was young, it would have taken 9 farmers like him to free 1 man from the land. With a better use of brains and muscles, better use of nature, and above all, with more and better tools, the modern farmer can free 15 or 20 men from the land. That's a pretty good example of what we have. Something happened in this country to produce a titanic upsurge in human energy and spirit, to produce more and better tools, to produce more and better food, shelter, and comforts. What was it? What helped us get what we have? Let's start at the beginning. The founders of the country didn't have tractors or television sets or automobiles, but they did have a mighty faith in God and a big revolutionary idea about people. They thought governments ought to be the servant, not the master of ordinary people like you and me. Have you ever read the Declaration of Independence? Men risked their lives for the principle that in this country, at least, we the people take our rights from God and set up a government to preserve and protect our individual rights. Think that over. The signers of the Declaration of Independence declared their belief that we are endowed by our Creator with rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which nobody, no person, no group, no political party, not even our government, can take away from us. This farmer has certain unalienable rights, responsibilities, and obligations, which are his birthright under the law. This worker has the same rights, responsibilities, and obligations, which are his birthright under the law. These workers can challenge their government, which is ordered to protect their rights. And these aren't idle words. On July 4th, 1776, we declared our independence. In 1788, we ratified our Constitution. And to this day, every officer, law, and division of American government has existed solely for the purpose of protecting our unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When you read the Constitution of the United States, notice it starts off with, "We the people. And it's the oldest instrument of government in continuous use. Our government is divided into two parts, state and federal. And each part is subdivided into legislative, executive, and judiciary. Each branch independent, but a limitation on the others. This was not done for efficiency. It was done deliberately to keep anybody or anything from taking away our individual freedom. Now, let's look at the map. The federal government was to handle the national problems. The united but individual states were to handle their own problems, just as each county, city, town, and village was to handle its local problems. Problems like fire protection, police protection, protection of the streets and highways, protection and development of citizenship through public education. Things like this are the concern of state and local government. We, the people, have given our federal, state, and local governments a limited power, but we have ordered them, remember, to use that power to protect our individual freedoms. Our rights are only limited when it's for the public good. Like when you're driving along a public street. Traffic changes. You stop. You don't even think about it. But you stopped because we gave government, represented by the police officer, the right to make a stop to let the other people go through. Then, when you get the signal, it's your turn to go ahead. Limitations of our rights? Sure. But for the public good. And that's the way our country has gone ahead. Just what does liberty or individual freedom mean to you? Freedom to do what? There's New York. Just what freedoms do the people down there have? And what difference does it make? How about San Francisco? Chicago. Is life in Chicago any different from life in Moscow, Shanghai, Paris, or any other city? Is this any different from a town of the same size in some other part of the world? There's a great difference, and it starts with the great gift of freedom. Here's a farm. 2 out of 3 farms like this are run by their owners. In other words, here's what we mean by freedom. Farmers are free to save, free to invest their savings, to buy and own their own farm, their own tools, their own stock, free to produce, to make a profit or a loss. It takes time, takes work, takes management, takes saving, takes careful buying and selling. It took this farmer 20 years to build up this herd, but it was worth the effort. Nobody can fool this man about what it means to own your own farm or to build your own herd. He knows where his tools came from and what a difference they make. He started out milking by hand. Now he does it this way and doesn't have to work so hard. And he produces more and better milk and cream. He gets more out of it, and so do all the rest of us. Don't sell freedom short. Freedom to work, to grow things, to make things. Freedom to buy and sell. Freedom to save and invest. We have these great freedoms in this country. You have them. In the United States today, as you may know, we live on about 1/16 of the land area of the world. For every square mile we have, others have 15. For every worker we have, others have about 15. As far as nature and manpower go, the odds against us are about 15 to 1. Let's get this straight. All around the world, men want the same things: food, shelter, and comforts. And naturally, selfishly, want all they can get. You do. I do. Everybody has this in common. All of us must use what we can find in nature, our own manpower, and the tremendously productive power of tools. Yet in our 10 million workplaces, with odds of 15 to 1 against us, We have half the productive power on Earth. That didn't just happen. There's a good reason why we have the best workers, the best tools on Earth. Why we're about 8 to 1 better off than the rest of the whole world. How do you think this came to be? What makes us tick? Let's talk about how we got what we have in these United States and what it means to you.
Hi, gang.
Oh, hi, Mr. Crane.
Now, that's what I call a little act of patriotism.
What's so patriotic about it? All we're doing is planting a tree. Yes, everybody helps on Arbor Day.
Yeah, well, that's just the point. Patriotism is you helping your country to be a better place in all ways. Think about it. See you later.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Miss Clay. Okay, come on, put some water in.
How can you help? Patriotism is being proud of whatever you are and whatever you do. What ways can you think of to help improve your life and to help improve your country? Is sharing a way? If we learn to care for others, to respect others, we'll learn how to care for, to respect our country.
Mike, can I borrow your glove?
Gee, Mike, thanks for letting me use your glove. You helped win the game for us, didn't you? Yeah. It's a good thing I have my extra glove with me, right? Right.
Sometimes we work a little extra, a little harder, not just because it's good for you, but because it gets to be good for everybody. Good people make a good country. Our days are very busy, and we see a lot that's good and a lot that's not so good. How do we appreciate the good? And how do we correct the bad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right, Ronnie. We could do a lot. You know, sort of fix it up. Hey, where are we going to get all the painting and cleaning stuff? Why don't we just talk to the class? How about a few of us going through the neighborhood?
Your neighborhood is a little country, and if you know how to make a good neighborhood, you're going to know how to make a good country. Being proud of where you live is being patriotic. Doing something about it is even more patriotic.
Okay, now push it in there. Got it right? No, over a little more. Over that way. Wait. Okay, now hold it.
Satisfaction with a day's work is a wonderful feeling. Taking the time to show love is a very important way to be a good person.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Your family is a little country, and you can learn there. You can learn everywhere about your country, and you can learn how to make your country go. That's patriotism.
I almost picked you. You all right? I'm okay, just a little scared, I guess. There have been a lot of close calls in this corner. Yes, I know. We ought to do something.
Your councilman is Everett Gerard, and he will help you if you will help him. But first, you must know what your problem is. Remember, he's your representative in government.
Dear Mr. Councilman, my friend almost got hurt real bad last week at the corner of Maple and Locust. I wish you would put a stop sign there. Thank you, Carl Conrad.
It's your community as much as any other person's. It's your responsibility. How can you show your responsibility?
Mary, get me the city engineer, would you please? John, Gerard here. Remember we had some discussion about a stop sign at Maple and Locust? I got another letter today, this time from a little kid. I think you better put it on the agenda for the next meeting. All right? See you later.
It's your country, isn't it? Every day you may have some small chance to make it a better country.
I don't think we should take pictures here. Oh, that's all right.
But that sign says that it's not all right. Why don't you go over there behind the ball diamond? Then those flowers will be here the next time you come back to the park, right? Right. Great. Thank you.
Cooperation is a very good way of being patriotic. Cooperation with people and cooperation with the land. How can you cooperate with your land? Well, for one way, by looking, really looking. If you find the beauty and the goodness in nature, don't you think you'll find the beauty and goodness in yourself? What is patriotism? Patriotism is making your country a better place. Patriotism is being proud of yourself and your work. Patriotism is sharing. Patriotism is cooperation. Patriotism is being responsible. Patriotism is love. Patriotism is looking, and really appreciating. There are many ways to show your patriotism. Some small, some large, but all important. All of them ways of showing your love of country, showing your patriotism.